was smoking it more when they went out on the strip. I was still chilling, and I remember they was like, hey, like turn the. They was asking somebody to turn the radio down, and they were like saying it, and I could hear it, but it was like I just didn't give a fuck because I was just high as fuck. The lights is popping, and they like nigga turn. I'm like nigga what nigga like niggas. It was just all they was like nigga you was really like it was that what he just described though, like literally out the window, the lights, and we ain't even you just going at a certain speed. Bro. And it was just
but see, like, which y'all talked about experiencing shit going like, hey man, like you could tell that motherfucker has been high before. Yeah. It's like even the movies, legitimate movies, where you sit there and it's that moment where it's like, how do you come up with that movie montage moment? It's because motherfuckers is really in a car, wind blowing, song is playing, and that shit happens in real life. That shit has to be inspired by it has to be inspired by real shit. Yeah. Real shit. Some people just ain't experienced it yet, and that's the problem. I think that's the issue. I need to try shrooms, bro.
You ain't never did it?
I ain't never did shrooms,
bruh.
I ain't never did shrooms.
You're gonna have to be here when you do the shrooms. Just so
I'm gonna have somebody watch me.
Separate that. That's what I'm saying.
No, but real shit. That's what I thought. I thought I was nervous.
You should still have somebody take the trip with you too.
And I had a couple people with me, but I was literally like, I thought I was gonna be like, all right, maybe I'm gonna flip the fuck out. All I did was see some colors.
Cook
and was sleepy as fuck.
If you end up flipping the fuck out, you probably took as much as I did, and you never did it before.
Yeah, and that was my first time, and I just took and I was like, I'll take a little more.
My biggest fear is that I'm a negative person,
bro. I feel so like you start at certain points throughout the trip, you start losing control of your motor skills. It's like, all right,
you start getting hit with waves.
I'm telling myself, all right, I need to get up. Nah, all right.
Sit your ass.
My body not getting up.
I've gotten waves off.
But as long as you accept it, you good, right?
Yeah. I got waves. I mean, it ain't even like
before. That's why. But then you look up and it be like fucking 30 minutes. That's why I say I watch movies. You feel me?
I feel like shrooms don't force you to accept it. Like acid forces you to accept that you took that shit. Yes. Like, you just be like, damn, I just gotta be a man. I already took it.
It's no way out of shrooms neither though, bro.
Yeah, but you don't like that. Like
my first time taking shrooms, and I didn't even do much. I did like 2.5 grams, bro.
That's a lot for a first time.
If
you have weak shrooms,
the first time I did it was an 8.
Everybody at the table.
Yeah, everybody told me to do an 8.
But I'm saying if you take that much of what I have, you're gonna be way too high. Even if you took them before, unless you really want to trip like that, like you don't take it.
And I've been high on like a weird high where like how he said it, you acknowledge like the high, and I was off of. That's what made me stop doing certain drugs. What I would do, I would like do a little lean here and there, but I would be on a pill, like on an X pill. And I remember I was in front of the computer one time and I took a pill and I just had some lean. And I remember I was just like on the computer and I was done, but then I had something to eat and a plate was there. And I remember just telling myself to get up and put the like plate in the sink. And I'm just like, and in my brain, it was like, just get up. And I really was like, I felt like I was like locked. To where I like literally was like, and I had to like get the fuck up because I felt like you on a pill that's having you up here and some lean that's having so you literally like on some like you just on like back and forth.
Thizzle and some lean at the same time. Well, that's
it was just like
normal, but
it was like it was just like it was around. I had some like shit right there. It wasn't a normal thing.
I'm gonna just pull up.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
And a down.
It was, just, and I didn't think of that when I was like, I was just.
You just thought high.
We was up.
I'm gonna get high.
Nobody ain't know how.
And I'm like, nigga, I remember just being at the house after like. And I was like, what the fuck? And it was just like, I couldn't, it was like I was locked inside
like
of
the
here.
laziest hard
like,
worker.
Literally, like, exactly. And like, you in there trying to, like, and then I remember.
Like, get out.
After that, he do a good efficient job, but he do it slow as
was
fuck.
tired having fast thoughts.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'll put it like this. Like, I'm taking Adderall and then ended up sipping lean later that night. So it's like, that's up and down.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like.
But I wasn't really planning on sipping. It just happened.
Exactly. That's the same
just
shit.
Happened like that.
And I was just like, fuck. So it was like, but after that, I never did lean again. Later on, maybe no more than maybe a few months, I stopped fucking with pills back then. Like, just never again. Just it wasn't like I had a bad experience. But when you can kind of like, all right, I don't want to end up on some other shit. Like, I'm just good. I felt like I had some funny shit happen, like visual shit. Like off a pill and seeing shit, like everything look red, nigga. Like everything is red.
That's crazy.
Like and they were called red scorpions.
Fuck that.
Fucking
fuck all that.
Hey, look, the homie dropped
this
me
shit
off.
called death.
I remember I walked to the back door. I was about to go in the house, And then I just remember opening my car door and just to sit in the car, like, just chill out before I go in the house. Close my eyes. I open my eyes, and it wasn't even like the whole how I had been high.
I would have thought that shit so cool.
That shit
like an old school Japanese
that shit was crazy.
See, that's my problem.
It
I
was
would
weird.
have panicked.
Nigga.
You guys are thinking about like, I would have this, and that. Me, I would have panicked.
Bro, you gotta put yourself in
I'd have been like, fuck. I'd have been like, shit. I gotta become a blood now. Like I gotta do all this. I gotta change my life. Like
all I did, I was like, at first I was kind of like, what the fuck? And I'm like looking around, like everything's like I'm looking through red lenses. Like with everything's red, lenses, and I get out the car, and I can still see perfectly. It ain't like it's blurry. It's just everything is fucking red. And I walk in the house, and as I go through the back door into the kitchen, it was like I guess maybe the house lights or whatever type lights, the whatever those type lights were in the kitchen. As I walk in, like literally the red like went into a circle, and like all the regular colors were in here. It was like the regular shit came in, and the red.
That sounds like some of your brain cells was getting destroyed.
I don't know I was just standing in the kitchen like, what the fuck? That shit was like a scary movie. I'll tell you straight up,
and I'm being 100% honest.
Fucking with pills after that.
I'll tell you 100% honest why that would scare the shit. I got diabetes, right? The biggest problem with people with diabetes is they vessels fucking bleed in their eyes, and then they lose their eyesight. So I'd be like, oh shit, I done fucked up. Like I would think I went off that pill and I'm about to lose my eyesight. My mind just goes negative off the top.
I had no idea what the fuck that shit was. Just like but the way it just really faded back in, like I never went blurry.
Like James Bondish,
exactly. Like from the all red to like what we're looking at out here. Just and I was like, I'm in the kitchen.
It changed in front of your very eyes.
As I walked back into the kitchen, as I got out the car, everything was still red. I'm like, what the fuck? I opened my back door, everything's still red.
What do you do when you get too high?
And as I stepped in the kitchen, that shit, and I hit the kitchen lights.
What do you do?
Everything. It literally was like a circle. And
what'd you do?
I was just standing there like, what the fuck?
No, I mean, like, what did you do after that? Did you go to sleep? Like, fuck this.
I chilled for a little bit and went to sleep. Because I didn't feel weird. That I just was like, just because how it faded into that circle of back to normal color and normal vision. And I was like, what the fuck? I literally was standing in the kitchen like, what the fuck? But my keys still in my hand, like, and I just kind of like.
Your mama looking at you like,
I just drunk some water. I drank some water, sat at the computer real quick. It was just kind of like everything was normal, was blinking, shit didn't come back. It was probably up like 30, 45 minutes and went to sleep.
That shit crazy. This might sound like some druggy type shit, but ain't it crazy like how, I don't know, maybe not just humans, but like it's kind of like drugs are for humans, like certain shit affects
designer drugs.
Ways.
These are just how Mac Dre say designer drugs. Nigga.
Shit crazy.
Like for real.
What did it take for the first person to just be like, oh, this do this? Like I didn't know this did this.
Just seeing it there.
Shit just be happening.
Niggas just see it there.
It just like ecstasy,
who was
right?
the first person that smoked some weed, you know?
Oh yeah,
no,
but I'm talking about like ecstasy,
some
shit you actually have to make. What was ecstasy originally made for? Who made ecstasy?
It was probably some rejected shit, like a diet pill or something like that from the pharmaceutical company, and this shit had all these fucking side effects on it, and that's where a lot of these drugs.
That's how you get Viagra. Viagra was supposed to be like a heart medication for like high blood pressure. Right. And motherfuckers would be like, yo, this shit ain't helping my high blood pressure. But let me tell you what, my dick is like, remember like 16-year-old?
That was a side effect.
Like, you know what I mean? You couldn't control it. You had no dick control. Like it was like that.
But then they still got to like perfect it to where, all right, you don't like start getting spots and shit after you done, you know, after you take this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it'd be like way worse side effects in the long term, you know?
You get spots like Montana Fishburne. Leopard booty.
That's what like people burn cigarettes on her shit.
Chocolate chip booty. We've had this conversation before on the podcast. That shit was hilarious. That shit popped up on my YouTube.
The funny part is motherfuckers would hit still.
Because she had a nice little setup. But it's like I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, nice little set. What's the setup? What do you mean that nice little setup?
The way the titty sitting, the way that little ass was like, she had a nice little setup, little riblets. She had a little riblets showing, she has a little
this
nice.
Bitch looked malnutrition.
She looked like she had a little.
I don't want to see no riblets.
She had a little belly punch.
I don't want to see no ribs. I don't want to see a bitch ribs.
She had a cold little head game.
No ribs on the bitch.
She was set up. She was set up real nice, like yeah.
That's insane.
She was with the
business. Riblets.
Riblets.
You know them riblets.
You like a bitch with riblets?
Not all the time, but I've had a few bitches with riblets.
I don't want to see the ribs.
I like my little. I like a little. I've had a few riblet bitches.
Sometimes.
Riblet
bitches.
That's the name of this episode.
Riblet
bitches. I've had a few riblet bitches. Like they more wild, like because they so like small and in shape.
But they have something they gotta.
And they be trying to like buck up
like a woman cop.
Yeah, man, trying to wrangle me around by my collarbone.
So do you like offer them a McRib when?
You're not gonna eat no damn McRib.
For their riblets, so they got
riblets.
Yeah.
Hey, skinny chicks got the biggest appetite.
They riblet bitches.
If you a riblet chick, I'm sure you have a big appetite. I don't know why.
Yeah, they do. All the little bitches be having like super big appetites. Just be eating everything. You go to Thanksgiving dinner and have 4 plates. Like, I done seen that shit. Like nigga, like she on her 4th.
Go to the bathroom, take a shit, and come back. Like I'm good.
What's up, monster?
What's up with the third plate?
She just had a rhinoceros.
That's terrible.
Nigga, she just like that was like Ace Ventura Part 2.
When he had the baby,
when he pushed out of the rhino, he came out of the rhino. Or was that a hippo? Whatever.
That was a rhino.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. She was like, "Oh my god."
Hey, Punch, you know what you said earlier? You said, "What do you do when you get too high?"
Yeah.
You know what I do when I get too high?
What do you do?
You do Picasso painting?
I just close my eyes and put my head down. I just be like, yeah.
Like you in court? That's what niggas do in court.
Yeah.
I be trying to think like how do people edge that shit? Because one of my biggest fears is getting too high and panicking. Because that would be my first thought: panic. But I know people who are like, all right, you're supposed to accept the high and just be like, you know,
even if you accept it, you could still be close to panic. That's how I was.
But
like,
you ride it, you don't let it ride you. You know what I mean? You ride that shit like real shit.
That should be easier said than done.
I mean, but you can go with a wave. Like I said, I done got woke up by like.
But imagine the whole wave. Like, you feel like you being dangled by your head.
I done had all kind of waves of like, and you just go with it. Like I said, with the red vision, nigga, I went with it. Like, all right, I gotta move. I gotta get out the car, walk in the house.
But see, that's you accepting that the drugs did that shit. In my head, the drugs didn't do that shit. In my head, the drugs just brought out the truth. And I like this shit's really happening to me. You know what I mean?
Have you ever had an episode or something happen off a drug and you forgot you took that shit and then you like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Nah.
And then realize you off some shit?
I ain't never forgot I took shit.
I did that with some I did that with an edible and like totally forgot and didn't eat. And it was like later on, it was at the tattoo shop and it was like
the tattoo shop.
Like the nigga was drawing the shit, nigga. I was like, nigga started sweating. Nigga was like, he was like, you all right? I'm like, what you mean? He gonna pass out. Like, nigga, you like sweating and you pale as a motherfucker. And I was like,
I learned my lesson about that.
I felt it like, but I went with it. I would have. That's the thing when you go with it. I felt like if I'd have tried to like fight it, I would have passed the fuck out. And the fact that I just kind of like laid back in the chair, but I was just like, oh shit, like, and I was, I went
acceptance
with it.
Is the best.
I was like, good. Like he was able to. We started the session, and maybe 20 minutes later, I was like, okay, I had maybe like one more wave, like 15 minutes after the first one. Like it was just like I was tripping, like what the fuck the whole time we was talking, he was doing my shit, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is, and I'm leaving, nigga. I'm leaving, like, and it hit
what
me,
tattoo
nigga.
Is it?
And I'm like, it was actually he was the first time I started on the Koi, so I'm like, I'm leaving maybe like a few hours later, and I think I was in traffic somewhere, and I was like, nigga, that fucking brownie, it hit me. I had ate a brownie at like 9 a.m. before, and I got to the shop at like maybe like 10 before, and I went to go get some shit and then went to the shop and nigga didn't eat shit. So it hit me later on the day, like, nigga, you ate a fucking whole ass brownie. And the nigga, when he sold it to me, he was like, bro, like, just fuck with the corner, like hit the corner of it or do like half.
Niggas be giving you whole ass warning.
And I'm trying to tell you.
Walk away and eat that.
I put that shit in the freezer for like a day. Nigga woke up that morning because I bought it like that Wednesday. I woke up like Wednesday night and woke up like Friday morning. So it just I started my day with this shit. So it was like, and I smoked and it was like a blunt. I hit a blunt and I ate that shit.
Y'all remember when a wake and bake used to actually do something?
Hell yeah. Put you back to sleep.
I wake up, smoke 2 woods, and don't be high by 11 o'clock. I'm like, damn.
Man, be right, nigga.
Nah, that shit don't do shit no more.
And
weed don't do shit no more.
That's how I feel. But see, listen, you gotta have the right plug. Sometimes I sit here and fuck. This is how people end up like on harsher drugs. Because I go like, fuck this weed high ain't getting me high. This morning, the wake and bake ain't doing the same shit it used to no more. And I'm thinking like,
you got to add another blunt to the mix.
But see,
what you got to do is
how long until you on crack, B?
Ain't no other drugs. You just got to add another